One man reported dead, several injured in Lay ethnic clash. St. Joseph launches 2017 Centenary Celebrations program. And Southern Region crowned National Confederate Rugby League champions.
This is National MTV News with Helen Sayer.
Good evening and thank you for joining me for Sunday's news. An attempt to end an ongoing feud between two ethnic groups in Lay City have failed yet again, with fresh clashes erupting in the early hours of this morning. One man is reported dead and several others injured in fighting between people from Sialum and the Highlands. Several families are also homeless tonight after their houses were burned this morning.
For the past year, the Sialum compound has been a hot spot. But just when many thought the fighting would end following an attempt to initiate peace in the settlement between people from the Sialum area of Morobe and groups from the Highlands, fighting erupted again this morning. Police have maintained a heavy presence at the settlement, made up of a mix of people from various parts of Papua New Guinea.
I saw that the last fellow was shot and I saw him was bleeding and they took him to the hospital.
Here, houses belonging to people from Sialum were burned in retaliation to an alleged killing yesterday. The number of houses burned is still unknown, but there are several others deep inside the settlement that have also been burned. Some were burned by parties at the center of the clash, others burned by opportunists. This settler from East Sepik said the fighting started at midnight and continued until the early hours of this morning.
So all fight now lose him now go ahead people sample unison. All come go check him on property lo steal nogat or putipaya nothing.
By 5 a.m. the first lot of houses were burned. The number of people displaced by this clash have now added to those displaced previously. Scott Wide, National MTV News, Lay.
The Combined Health Workers Union of Mount Hagen Hospital have resumed duties after the suspension of the board. In a combined statement, the health professionals accepted the health minister's decision, taking into consideration the use of the term suspension rather than termination. However, the hospital staff still maintain their stance for the suspended board to be eventually terminated. This decision to return to work comes with certain conditions, and one of them is for the National Executive Council to terminate this board. Other issues raised include the 3 million Kina nurses accommodation, nurses vehicle, and the establishment of a new operating theatre. A commitment by Prime Minister Peter O'Neill has been met, and that is a new 25-seater bus to help solve the nurses' transportation issues. They have given authorities a week to respond. Massey Halbert, who is the Assistant Secretary for Civil Aviation of the Federated States of Micronesia, says that Air Niugini will provide a competitive market in the aviation industry. Halbert says that this sector has only been operated by only one airline operator, the United Airlines. However, with the inclusion of Air Niugini service, this will bring more opportunities for the Federated States of Micronesia.
Speaking exclusively to MTV News in the Federated States of Micronesia, Mr. Holbert said Air Niugini's flight operation is a plus that will allow people to choose which airline to fly with. He said the Bird of Paradise service will now link the people of the Federated States of Micronesia with the rest of the Pacific, and they will also be able to trade and trace back their genealogy.
Servicing here is United Airlines, and their interest here is not necessarily to bring tourists, but we all believe that there's potential. Opportunities there, it's just that.
The Federated States of Micronesia is highly potential in tourism. In terms of business, this new service will market and help grow the tourism sector, providing more business opportunities.
Australians, maybe Europeans, Asians, in order to get to us, they have to get through US, which is Guam, which requires US visa and all these other security requirements.
Shania Donry told MTV News in Phnom they can now fly directly to other Pacific Island nations.
It's a pleasure to have different countries to visit our island to see that there is a country named Bombay, or island called Bombay.
Air Niugini Chief Executive Officer Simon Fu said Air Niugini will help market the tourism products for the Federated States of Micronesia.
It's a good indication that they will sustain itself. Remember, we are trying to build Jackson's as a hub for the Pacific.
Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
A first-of-its-kind book fair will be celebrated for the next 4 days in Port Moresby. Hosted by the Book Belong Pikinini PNG, organizers say the aim of the fair is to encourage home reading sessions for families and improve PNG's literacy level. The book fair coincides with the Literacy Week celebrations and is sponsored by ExxonMobil.
The week-long literacy celebrations has already started in Port Moresby. The libraries established by the Book Belong Pikinini program reiterates the aim of encouraging children to read. But for this year, organizers are centering the subject of reading for parents to play a critical role at home. Organizers say spending 5 to 10 minutes in a day with a child encourages their mindset to develop through reading.
Literacy is everybody's business, and we want all Papua New Guineans to make it their business to take time to read with your little ones, because that's the only way where children progress onto ever bigger and better and a brighter future.
For the first time, the Literacy Week will see the inclusion of a book fair. Today, residents in Port Moresby flocked the Murray Barracks Hall to purchase books ranging from all categories.
As low as 2 kina, 1 kina, 2 kina, and the IS is 20 kina. And we also have giveaway books where we've been giving books away to families, children who are not able to, afford more books. We have a giveaway tent out there where they can be able to take books out with them, take it home with them. Now,
Book Belong Pikinini has established over 16 libraries around the country through the generosity of over 40 corporate sponsors. Schools around the country will have their own programs for the Literacy Week. However, the book fair organized by the Book Belong Pikinini is open to the public with the message of encouraging reading in all PNG homes.
And we want to encourage all other Papua New Guineans, please support Book Belong Pikinini so that we can do what we do best in spreading the message of literacy across Papua New Guinea.
Jack Lapave, Junior National, EMTV News.
A 12-month conflict between two clans at Siraka outside Port Moresby has ended after a peace ceremony today. The ceremony comes after a fight between the Tua Aupi and Moarupi clans that resulted in a death last September. The ceremony was witnessed by Karukuhiri MP Peter Isuaimo, local landowners and members of the RPNGC.
Siraka is a small community made up of Gulf settlers living outside Port Moresby's Geru suburb. Last year, a fight broke out between two main clans of the community, resulting in a death of a man. Since then, the two clans have been in conflict. Today, the community came together for the first time after months to celebrate a traditional peace ceremony. Goods were exchanged as a show of reconciliation and forgiveness.
Display the content. Na ting na belevi, mibla katlen. Now today, you can solve him, na you can give him. Also, mibla thank you.
Kairukuhiri MP Peter Isuaimo, who facilitated the ceremony, said the community must not live in fear of conflict. He said it is every citizen's rights to live in a safe environment.
As people of God, we don't want to live forever in fear of one another, or being harassed to go about doing our daily course.
A 6,000 kina was presented to the two clans as funds to compensate damages caused during the conflict. The MP further mentioned he is willing to allocate funding for proper land survey, which will allow for government services to enter the community.
Negotiate and find some way forward into agreeing to certain portion of land. If need be, I am willing to pay and have it surveyed so we can put our health and education infrastructure at least for our children.
Stanley Over Jr., National EMTV News.
Among local stories after the break, Mother Teresa's road to sainthood. Stay with us. Welcome back. Lay police have apprehended one of the suspects allegedly involved in a robbery with the use of a police-issued firearm at a logging camp on the border of Morbe and Oro. The incident occurred 3 months ago. Lay Metropolitan Commander Chief Superintendent Anthony Wagambi said the suspect was with a group of criminals who held up one of the company's employees and a policeman escorting the employees. A high-powered firearm was stolen together with 130,000 kina belonging to the logging company. Wagambi is appealing to members of the public who may have information to come forward and assist police. Lay police have been deployed to the Unitec campus as of last week to provide security for students and staff. This is to allow normalcy back on the campus and allow students to commence classes. Lay Metropolitan Commander Chief Superintendent Anthony Wagambi is appealing to students to allow the law to take its own course over what has happened and for them to maintain peace. The university is quiet, but police are assisting the Unitec security to enforce an internal curfew as directed by the university administration.
The onus is now on the students themselves to ensure that there is peace. People from different ethnic groups must realize that the University of Technology is not only for them, it's for the rest of Papua New Guinea. That university it belongs to the people of Papua New Guinea. They must not do anything to deprive the rights of other students from other provinces to go to school. And there's a lot of things which happened, and we have gone through a lot over the last couple of months.
Fundraising efforts have begun for St. Joseph's International Catholic College 100 years of centenary celebrations. Port Moresby Catholic Archbishop Sir John Ribat launched the Centenary Celebrations Program 2017. It's a story of transformation from its humble beginnings with classes conducted at the Our Lady of Sacred Heart Sisters Convent to now a bigger college.
Former students gathered last night in Port Moresby for the corporate dinner to support the 100 years celebrations for one of the country's oldest schools. The attendance was a testimony of how the school has grown over the years, providing quality education for all. His Grace Archbishop Sir John Ribat thanked the Our Lady of Sacred Heart Sisters and its associates for the success of this educational institution. Special guest speaker was Linda Babao O'Neill, a former student of St. Joseph's, who shared her fondest memories of her student life.
I am proud to be a former student of St. Joey's. I firmly believe that St. Joey's instilled in me my faith, my conviction, my resilience, and my strive to be the best that I can be, knowing the next time I could always give more.
Funds raised from the corporate dinner will go towards the 2017 centenary celebrations. Meanwhile, College Board Chairman Peter Aitzi also said that they will begin a student scholarship program who cannot afford to attend school at the college after the centenary celebrations. Merlin Diaukatam, National EMTV News.
Furniture and electrical dealer Fair Price seeks to expand its customer base through accessibility with the opening of its latest showroom in Gordon's Courts building. Fair Price has been perceived as fast becoming the first choice in furniture and electrical goods in Port Moresby.
Fair Price has come a long way from primarily dealing with wholesale furniture and electrical goods to opening its first retail showroom in 2014 and complimentary furniture fair pop-up shops to this, an exciting new showroom featuring a wide range of top-line furniture and electrical home appliance brands.
We tap into some of the biggest furniture factories that are making furniture for IKEA, Harvey Norman, these kind of global companies, and that's just one of the areas that we have in strength from some of our directors.
It has in fact recently been appointed the official sole agent and distributor in PNG of Hitachi Home Products, currently ranked 6th in the top 50 electrical consumer distributors in the world. Elphick added that in its 3 years of operation, the business aims to provide customers with quality goods tailored to suit PNG's lifestyle at an affordable price.
Our customers tend to be Papua New Guineans aspiring to create a improved lifestyle for themselves and their families. Whether it be investing in a new mattress or bed for a good night's sleep, or buying a bunk bed because there's a few more kids on the way, or a TV for family-filled entertainment, watching the rugby or movies or that sort of thing. Essentially, it is Papua New Guinean families looking to create that improved lifestyle.
Melissa Gaviro, National EMTV News.
Turning overseas, in a few hours' time, Pope Francis will canonize Mother Teresa as a saint. Tens of thousands of pilgrims have flocked to the Vatican to witness Mother Teresa's road to sainthood, and there's a pride for the people of Kolkata. Pope Francis will lead a mass and canonization in St. Peter's Square at 10:30 tonight, their local time.
This city is so closely tied to both the life and the legacy of Mother Teresa. The house behind me is the place that she lived for more than 50 years. It's where she died. It's where her tomb is today. So this is sort of the heart, you would say, of the Catholic center of this city. And it's a largely Hindu city. So when you talk about the fact that Mother Teresa is becoming a Catholic saint, you have to take into consideration the context that this is a Hindu city. But there is clearly a lot of pride from the people here in Kolkata, knowing that this canonization will be happening in Vatican City later this morning, that she will be recognized in the eyes of the Catholic Church as a saint. But the people here have regarded her as a living saint through most of her life, and they recognized her for the good deeds and the good works that she did in this city, tending to the poor, the dying, the destitute, the children, the lepers. That was really her legacy. That was her life's work here. That's what people here want to recognize her for.
True Guy Sports is next. Stay tuned for details.
True Guy Sports.
Welcome to True Guy Sports. The final match of the National Confederate Rugby League Championships ended yesterday with the Southern region taking the honours. Although there was controversy over the organisation of the matches and the time given to players to recuperate, the competition was generally a success.
Two of the favourites of the competition ended up in the final matches. Southern Confederate in white and the Highlands in blue were initially tipped by fans to take the field in the finals. The heavier side throughout the championship put on some heavy tackles. It was the trademark play that was reciprocated with skillful ball work by the Southern region. The Highlanders, the first to draw blood in the first half. Southern responded minutes later, equalising. The Highlands' defence remained strong in the second half. There was no letting up of the quality of play and stamina. Towards the end, it was a game for the Southerners. Final score, 10-4. Scott Wide, National EMTV Sports, Ley.
In NRL, Melbourne Storms were crowned as the 2016 NRL Minor Premiers following their win over Cronulla Sharks last night in Melbourne. The Storms proved their defensive last class against the Sharks with 4 unanswered tries, with centre Chase Blair scoring a double. The win sets the Storms with a qualifying home